Hey, welcome to the Wolf Den 808. We are just going to get started with our L5R game, 4th edition, because 5th edition is out, and my two samurai, if they survive the night, or at least the next 10 minutes, will possibly get a chance of respite. So, we cut back from the last scene that we had was the crane had died. Beautifully placed arrow to his temple, enters his skull and explodes behind him. This enrages the crab, and he pulls upon the void that he doesn't have, that he shares with Void Dragon, that he believes is a tainted samurai. He goes black. He doesn't remember what happens. What really happens is he tears up this room, killing the man that shot him, tearing into the crab or the crane because he doesn't realize he's stepping on this body with his full weight. And the scene opens up with the lion walking in, and he sees this. Go ahead, Andrew. What does he see when he enters? And then the lion can do what he was going to do.
Okay, so the wooden door going to the room got torn off like before the crane and I had the fight inside. So you would see like the office room, and then through the office room another smaller room with metal bars. The metal bars have been bent, like somebody got between them and pushed with both of their arms, like opening a door, like a double door. And they are like really wide. It would have required like a massive brute strength to do so. And then on the inside, there is just pools of blood all over, like a deathbed. And then through one of the wooden walls, there's an explosion with splinters where what looks like a corpse is dangling from a hole.
Okay. Since I see all this, my first concern is to make sure you're okay. So I'm going to walk up very gently as I'm sheathing my katana, and I'm going to slightly grab you by the right shoulder. I'm not going to try to turn you around or anything. And I'm going to say, Magistrate Kuhn, is it San or Kuhn? That's proper honorific here. But either way, I'm going to give you proper honorifics. Are you okay? Is everything okay? This looks like it's a mess.
I'll be like out of it for a second. You'll hear me like mutter something. Yeah, okay. A mess. Yeah, it is a mess. No, I'm okay.
Do you have blood on your exposed skin, I guess?
Yeah, there'd be blood all over me, probably.
Okay. I'm going to rip off the clothing from the dead crane. I don't care. Nobody else is here to know we're doing this. And I'm going to offer it to you and suggest you clean yourself up before anyone else sees you.
I'll hand wave it and say, in a second, there's still somebody else here. I heard him chanting.
And that's when you both hear the light.
I'm going to loosen my katana again. Not quite pull it out because I don't know where it's coming from. Do you want us to make a investigation check here to see if we can figure out which direction it's coming from or anything?
I'm gonna also, Kyle, though, I'm gonna point at the ceiling too once you hear the chanting and say, also, I heard something up there. It was big.
Ow. I'm getting clawed, sorry. Okay, cat, get down. You're just clawing the shit out of me. Sorry guys. So I'm gonna look up again. I'm gonna do a very intensive listening. I want to just basically see what I can hear and see if I can figure out if there's anything still up there or if I can figure out where this chanting is coming from. Because at this point, there's clearly something else going on here. Go, cat.
You hear chanting is just a steady, just a reverb of just you can just feel it. And you feel the burning of the candles and the stink. Crab, you know that you start to smell what you smelled the last time you were in the Shadowlands. It's wafering through your nose, almost as if it's permeating from underneath the soaking screen.
Yeah, so I'll like I can almost taste it in the psychosphere. I will make a sound like I'm eating the air, and I'll say, wait, I can smell it again. I can taste it. It's that same thing I smelt when I was in the Shadowlands. It could be the Oni.
I'm going to make very, decent motions to the shape I'm currently in and tell him perhaps this isn't the time to confront him. Neither one of us appear to be in the best of shapes.
Do Do I think, Clay, that there's access to the ceiling from here? Or would it be my guess from what we've seen on the outside that if there is something on the roof, it would have to break through to get in?
There is access through, remember you went through almost 3 rooms to get to the room you're at now. And that middle room between where you're at now and where the entry is, there is a roof access. There's a panel that you can move to get up there. No
And
stairs or ladder, but there's a panel.
and the chanting, is the chanting coming from above where I heard the Oni noise, or is it coming from this other door that's in this room we haven't taken?
It's coming from the door you haven't taken. You see the flickering of candlelight and whatnot coming from that door.
So I'll say to Akodo, yeah, that's probably a good idea, but we should check out this chanting at least. It sounds human.
No, I agree with him that we should check. I'm going to defer to him, give him a deep bow, and tell him I'm okay with checking out the chanting. But if it turns out to be anything above our pay grade, we should definitely come back when we have more force. Actually, hey Clay, legitimately smart question. Can I roll a battle check here to see if I can figure out the what the best course of action would be? Because this guy would be a chance for him to be like, okay, what is the best course of action?
Go ahead. Tell me what you get.
So I'm not calling any raises. Okay, I'm rolling. That's a 6K3.
And I'll even give you the target number. It's 45.
Jesus Christ. On a 6K3?
You might get it.
Nope, I got a 20.
You really don't know. This is a situation that you've really never experienced. You don't know what's on that other side. You've run into Oni and little baby pustule Oni things, and you're pretty messed up, and your wounds are really starting to hurt you, so it's kind of clouding what you think you might know.
No. So at this point, I'm just going to go with it. So that I would defer to him at this point then. I mean, if I was in any shape to think for myself, I'd be like, no, this is what we need to do. But now, at this point, everything he's saying makes sense to me because I'm barely on my own feet.
I'm going to crack my neck then and walk forward to the door, and I'm going to shout, in the name of the Emerald Champion, you are under arrest. And I'll try to knock down the door.
This is not going to be a terrible.
Okay? It easily moves out of your way. You can either slide or just push it down.
Yeah, I will push it down.
Okay, you just crack it from its railings above and below. And before you, gentlemen, you find yourselves in a very dark room. But there's a circle of light in the center and a wafting field of energy, you think. It's sickening green with lightnings of black going through it. In the center of that circle, there's a circle of candles in small little, looks like sake bowls, and the candles are sticking out and running down. The smell hits you just really strong with the Shadowlands here. And go ahead and you can both give me perception investigation rolls.
Perception investigation. Okay, 6K3 again. Dear God, could I roll 20 more tonight?
Yeah, I got a 14.
So, yeah. So, I'm at plus 15 on all target numbers.
Okay. What'd you get there, minus 15?
I got a 20.
Okay, with your 20, you see it. Behind the circle, almost to the, if you were entering, he's off to the corner to the left. Your far left, and you kind of see a shape that looks like the crab is too focused on the center. And kind of in the darkness that you're piecing together is a fully armored Shishiro wearing the Shishiro armor, the demon mask. He's got a bow off to his side, and he's got his katanas, his katana out, and he's just staring at you. But he's hiding within the shadows, but you're able to see him. In the center, you see a bald-headed man wearing a Sekenja robe, would probably be your best bet. Some type of priest or Sekenja. Black is what he's wearing. He's got a bowl before him. He's kneeling before it in the center of the circle. And he's slit his wrists. And it looks like he severed a finger or two. And as you two approach, the man in back, now you see it, Crab. the armored individual off to the side steps forward. I don't know who you are, strangers, but by the look of you, and he's looking at you, Crab, you're the Emerald Magistrate by your reputation. Magistrate. If you're smart, you'll take one look at Chizuru-san and flee. Go on, turn your backs on and run. The city is going to be gone by morning, so there will be no need for you to run to your lords and tell them what transpired.
Oh Lord. Question, Clay. This is a legitimate question because this is a lore question for being a lion, especially being an Akodo. Would I pretty much recognize that this guy is performing some form of Mayhem?
Yeah, you both can give me you can either do a Sekenja lore or a Shadowlands lore, and let me know what you get.
Okay,
if you want to do raises, I'll say minimum TN is 20, but if you do raises, I'll give you more information.
I mean, would I just fucking know what he's doing is magic? 'Cause I mean, I travel with a Shugenja.
And you've done it with your experience, yes, you think he is a Mahutuski.
Okay, that's great. He knows it, but I rolled a total of 18, and the target number is going to be 15 higher than it's supposed to be. So I probably have no clue because I do not have the skills, and I have no way to gain
You
them.
don't know what's going on, but just entering this area, your skin starts to crawl. The hairs on your forearms are starting to raise. You know it's bad to be in here, but you don't know what's going on fully. But again, blood, you see a bunch of blood, you think it possibly is a blood mage.
I'm going to, Clay, look at the Shoshiro, and I'm going to say, even in the darkest night, Amaterasu watches. And I'm going to throw the Jade Sun figurine to him and attempt to return him to the righteous path.
He'll catch it, and he'll hold it. She will not be watching in the morning. And he sets it down. He almost seems tired, but again, you think the barrier, that sphere that's, kind of around the candles and kind of making a half dome around the ball-headed individual in the middle, it would be hard to get around to the Shishiro if you had to go and face him. And he's kind of just sitting there waiting, but he's making no attempt. And you throw it over the barrier. It's all fine. He catches it and sets it down.
I'll smile and say, just don't interfere. And I'm going to attempt to attack the Shugenja.
Okay. At this point, Clay, if he's going to perform an attack, I'm going to go ahead and pull my katana and get into defense mode to try to prevent
you. Go
one
ahead
from
and
running.
roll that. And roll initiative, gentlemen.
Do you want my defense roll first? Actually, I should probably give you initiative because that's going to...
Yeah, give me your initiative and just hold on to your defense. So when it's your turn, you can just give me your numbers.
Let's give... Okay. Wow, gee. Finally, I rolled decent. So I get a 43 initiative.
Ooh, that's good.
And I have a 20 on the defense roll, so it's 1/2 of that is 10. Or no, I'm sorry. If I go full defense, I get a number or a bonus equal to the number of rolled dice. I'm going to go full defense instead of defense.
Okay.
That's what I actually meant to do because I was wanting to do the roll. So I'll get plus 10 to my target number to hit, which will make me a 35.
Sounds good. What'd you get there, Crab?
39.
Okay, so what it'll be is the initiative order is going to be the enemy, the lion, crab, and the other enemy.
Which enemy's at the top?
Is the scorpion.
Okay.
He's pretty freaking
And he doesn't do anything. He just waits there and watches. So now it's the lion. The lion goes into full defense.
Basically, I stand, and the way that's going to look, Clay, is I'm going to square myself in the door, daring somebody to try to run through me.
Sounds good. Crab, it is your turn.
Looking at the radius, so from him to one of the edges of this barrier I'm seeing, this magical barrier, what's the distance?
Between which one, the scorpion or the
Shugenja?
Okay, think of it. What is circumference? He's probably 3 feet all around. There's a 3 feet difference between the barrier and him all around him. He is in the center. The candles are right there, on the inside of the barrier, but he is 3 feet from the barrier from the center.
How long is my Jade Tetsubo?
Well, you're a big hefty dude. It's probably up to your chest in height. You tell me.
So if I took both of my hands and placed them on the bottom of the handle, could I hypothetically swing at him from outside the barrier and connect with the end of the Tetsubo?
Yes.
So
All right.
Tetsubo should be about 4.5 feet, shouldn't it?
I will do that.
Yeah,
It
that's
will-
a minimum.
It will undoubtedly make the Tetsubo harder to wield, so I don't know how you want to.
So what I need to do is it'll increase the target number by a raise. So it's 25.
Okay. Come on, baby. Yeah, 1 explosion. So that's 12. 17. Oh, fuck. I miss. I'm going to use a luck point.
Those renew every session, right?
It's luck points are by session, unlike
Void,
Yep.
Correct.
which I desperately need. I'm suddenly deciding that I need to buy luck. That I need to buy the luck quality.
Holy fucking shit. That one misses too. I'm going to use a second luck point.
Dude, you need new dice.
Okay, this one's not going to miss. That's 23, 28, 34. Okay, 38.
You got it. And as your club comes down and it meets the barrier, I need you both to give me willpower checks.
Me and Andrew,
Yep,
and it's just straight willpower, right?
just straight willpower.
Does that explode because it's not a skill roll? I can't remember how that works.
It does explode.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Ugh, been a while since I played. You can tell. Oh dear God, I got a 22.
Okay. And you, Andrew?
I got a 14. I'm going to use my last luck point.
Dear God, dude, that's the fastest spender of luck I've seen in a while.
It's a Shugenja. I really don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah. Well, you started this
Oh, yeah, because I was just going to leave him chanting there.
with all the blood everywhere. This is true.
All right, that one's a 28.
Okay. You, Lion, are blinded by the brilliance of the Jade Tetsubo meeting the barrier. Crab, you're able to turn away, close your eyes before this happens. You hear the scorpion, the Shishiro, damn it! And as you turn your eyes back, you see that barrier still up. You see your Jade Tetsubo, where the side of the Jade that hit the barrier is blackened.
Ooh. So is the like Tetsubo basically making hard physical contact, like sparking against this barrier?
That's what ended up happening, and you hit it with such force that it just kind of just shattered some of them. The ones that didn't shatter on that side are all black. And you see the crumbles, almost dust, coming down the side of the barrier as if it was physical. And it just falls upon your feet. You notice the man in the center, bald-headed individual, is still chanting away, bleeding into this cup.
Fuck. I'm gonna say then, as I see like my weapon like start to degrade in front of me, knowing that I just dealt it a lot of damage, I say, "Damn it! That Tetsubo was a gift to me from Kasada."
And you hear the Shishiro, fool! You won't even hurt the thing. Would you believe that that man is as old as I am? He's been aging since dusk, since he called that thing.
I believe that man's about to die, whether it's from old age or my Tetsubo.
Okay, so I don't really see any of this because I'm blind, but I'm going to suggest through my blindness that maybe that some humbleness will work here. That we need to reform and reconsider how we're approaching this because brute force has done nothing to help us.
I'm going to say, do not ever suggest in my presence again that I negotiate with a terrorist against the Emperor.
I didn't say negotiate. I said let's reapproach. There's a difference. I never said anything about not being violent. And that will be my response. I never said we should not be violent. I simply said we should be more cautious in our approach.
If you want to use words, go talk with some courtiers. If you want to fight, get over here and help me.
Dude,
What are you going to do, fools? You can't enter that way. How are you going to stop him with the Oni that he summoned?
Just because the first blow didn't break the barrier doesn't mean my successive ones won't.
Go ahead now that you've touched it and everything else. Go ahead and give me a Shadowlands lore.
hey Clay, how long am I going to be blind for?
For 8 rounds.
Oh dear God.
Oh, whoa, holy shit.
What'd you get on your Shadowlands?
Oh no, that was in response to how long he's blind.
Thank you. Hey, Andrew. Thanks. Thanks, dude. Thanks.
Just think, if you guys saw the Moana Disney film, when he cracks his hook, his magical weapon, that's basically what you think you did. Is one more good swing, damn near on anything, and this thing is going to crack.
Yeah, I got a 24 on it.
You rolled good enough. 20 is what you needed. Basically, now that you've tested it, seen it, now you're kind of looking at it again. You think that what this is a summoning circle. You also think that it was poorly cast, and that any Sekenja, especially Yoko, since you've been speaking with her the last couple of months and getting to know each other and learn, i.e. filling in your sage, that the circle was cast by an amateur, and that there's no way to break it. That you know of.
Oh, that my brute force won't break the circle?
It will not break the circle. The jade blew up, you think, because it met with whatever this Mahu magic was. You also are starting to piece together with what you rolled is he can't do much else. He's the battery. He's power with what was said by the Shishiro. He's the battery which is powering the summoning circle and the barrier. The guy looks like he's aging before you, but very slowly. His hair is starting to get a little longer. See, kind of gray at the temple, as it just seems to grow very, very slowly. And he was bald minutes before.
What's the floor made out of?
You think of big posts, logs, whatnot, that have been shaped into posts. So they're thick.
Is it a hardwood, like an oak?
Probably.
Because if it had been something like bamboo, you could still probably break through it.
No, this warehouse is built to withstand the elements.
Okay.
But I'm guessing not fire.
No, not fire. But again, Shishiro is looking at you, and almost bored-like. You hear the defeat in his voice. Do you know the fool gave his name to the Oni? Do you know what that does? It's almost like he's a bad guy wanting to tell you his tale.
I give my name to every Oni I meet. I meet a Kenpachi, the son of Kasada.
Prepare to die.
That is not your true name. This man gave his true name to the Oni. Do you know what that means?
Interestingly enough, this guy would make a great Bond villain.
He kind of is. He's defeated, and he wants to say his tale.
True name, is that like one of those poetic names, like the
Go
Rivet
ahead
Watcher?
and give me another Shadowlands knowledge.
Well, I'm groping around in the doorway, hoping not to fall out a window, you bastard.
Yeah, me attacking that thing kind of fucked you.
Yes, it did. You bastard.
21.
You know that giving your name to the Oni gives the Oni power over you and power over the Oni. He kind of assumes who you are. Like he's eating your soul very slowly and becoming you as if he could mimic you. You lose yourself. You don't go to the celestial heavens. You don't get judged to be back on the wheel. You're gone.
Okay. What was the light source in the previous room we were in? Was it a candle or a torch or a
It
sconce?
was a bunch of candles that were on the table. That this guy, the guy that you killed, was probably the accountant, and he had a bunch of scrolls.
I'm gonna turn around and walk back into that room. Then.
Now is the
Okay, are you gonna try to help me on the way at all?
Yeah, when I get to the door, I'm gonna say, "Well, looks like I'm gonna have to eat some crow on this one. Guess we're doing a different plan."
And as you leave, he says, "You don't want to know what's going on. You don't want to know why the Oni is here."
Well, I want to know if you want to tell me, but I mean, I figure I was just gonna spread some of this parchment around and set this building on fire and see if that kills the bastard.
It would release the Oni.
Dear Lord, please don't do this, Andrew. I want to live.
And that's what he says. And he's like, he kind of, for a moment, he perks up, and then it will release the Oni, you fool. I thought magistrates were supposed to be smarter than this.
And I thought scorpions were quiet and shut the fuck up.
He kind of looks up. Fuck this scorpion. They exiled me. That's why I turned to become a bandit. And that's when you notice again, he's kind of in that light, and you notice that he's wearing no mons except the scorpion mon on him, has this big slash across it. And, like in Naruto and stuff. And that's a big sign of disrespect, that basically you want your clan to die. Your family. He has no family than just the scorpion mon. He says, "Well, fool, since you want to know so much, I'll tell you. Though I shouldn't, because you killed my brother."
Actually, that's okay. You don't need to tell me. I'm just gonna set this place on fire. If you want to get it out, though, you should probably start speaking, because that Shugenja right there, he's about to be a pot roast.
You don't listen, do you, fool? Foolish magistrate.
I'm gonna start, as he's talking to me, I'm gonna start walking to get candles and the parchment. I'm not necessarily gonna burn it, but I'm gonna play this up like I'm gonna fucking torch it as much as I can.
Andrew, can I have one game with you where we don't burn something down? Just asking.
He does start to repeat his story, but he doesn't seem like he's too concerned, or the barrier is large enough it kind of blocks him from leaving, i.e. he'd have to touch it to kind of climb on it to get out.
Well, that's unfortunate, you being way back there. I wouldn't want to touch that barrier. I mean, look what it did to my Tetsubo. It's about to get real hot in here, too.
Foolish. Well, as you do that, he does tell his tale, since he is that way. And he says, fuck it. 3 or 4 days ago, me and my crew attacked a caravan. What we brought back were riches, money, silk, and some crates. Things for the festival, costumes mostly, and masks. Really expensive masks, porcelain masks. So my boss, Chizo, and he indicates the man chanting in the circle, sold things to 3 of his best buyers: a crane, a unicorn, and a crab. But I guess that doesn't mean anything to you. You're just going to burn us down, and hopefully that the magic that this idiot had cast doesn't save him. And he kind of waits, as if you're not paying attention, he kind of just sits there and grumbles.
Yeah, I'll be spreading about the parchment, acting like I'm making a player.
Okay, what are you going to do,
Okay,
Ryan?
I have to know whether or not I can see yet. It's going to make a difference.
Yeah, you're starting to get your vision back very slowly. You can start to see shapes.
So I see him starting to get ready to light this place on fire.
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm actually not sure I'm opposed to this. I may start helping him. Like, I'm going to go into the other room and see if I can find additional shit to burn. I'm going to go back in an additional room, because there's 3 rooms, right?
Okay, he sees this and you're gimping over there.
And I'm going to bring back whatever I can.
Understand, we did not mean for this to happen. Today, men came to visit Chizuru. They said they knew about the caravan and they wanted the mask. Just one box. One specific box. Isn't it your job as an under magistrate to investigate this shit? Don't you know that these masks and a sword are involved? A sword, I hear you're looking for?
I'll pat the front of my topaz armor. I'll say, well, I am the Emerald Magistrate. But the thing is, the more information I find, the more paperwork I have to fill out. So I was just thinking we could just burn everything down.
That won't stop the Oni.
So I'll stop and I'll turn to him and I'll grimace a little bit and I say, "Oh, then what will?"
The sword, you fool. Let me continue my dialogue, he says in his sophisticated voice. This box, nothing else will do. When they couldn't find it, they shut themselves in here with Cesaro and stayed. They look normal, but they're not. Then I saw their wrists. One of them had a big black moon branded right here, and he kind of holds up his wrist and points to where it meets, the inside of his wrist where it meets the hand to the forearm. Moon cultists. You don't need to make a roll. The Moon cultist worships Lord Moon, and you don't mess with them. They're a mixture of Sekenja, fallen Izuzumi, and samurai that protect them.
The real question is, are they cursed with Lord Moon's curse?
He wouldn't probably know that unless you're asking him that.
No, I will ask him that. If he mentions somebody worships Lord Moon, I'm going to ask point blank if any of them are cursed by Lord Moon.
I wouldn't know. But the thing is this. These kind of people want to put out the sun. The festival we're trying to have, the Bond Festival, they're trying to put it out. Cesaro said they were going to kill him. He had to get the mask back no matter what, and soon. But there was no way we could do it. Not in one night. That's when he used this damn spell. That's where he is now.
So he employed the help of the Oni to try to recover the mask.
He was desperate. We all were.
Well,
This
where's the
city-
mask? Where's the mask now?
That's why we're looking for it. That's why the Oni's looking for it. The city is going to burn in flames, and all the people inside Rukurori will be nothing more than food for the Shadowlands. One Oni cannot do that. No, but one Oni with a name. An Oni Lord loosed in Rukurori. Then you're going to hear thousands of screams. Little men, little women. They'll be your own. People you were sworn to protect.
I'm going to pipe up at this point, Clay, and point out that just because he's a dishonorable dog who would use an Oni to get his way doesn't mean that we should accept him. Perhaps we should just go ahead and, like, kind of half joking, perhaps we should burn this place down and rid the world of you. It may set the Oni loose, but there are plenty of soldiers in this city that can help destroy it.
Your crab fellow knows better than that. An Oni Lord that you can have the Thunder Guard take care of, or the little puny little militias that are running around here. There's not enough crab in this city that can stop it. A named Oni. You have to kill it, Emerald Magistrate, now while you still can. This poor fool is just a battery. Look at him. And as you look at him, he's continuing to age.
Can he bring the Oni here?
Hey, Clay, this is going to be weird, but can I do a lore history to see if for any reason I actually would know what this named Oni is? Named Onis normally go down in history.
Not all of them, but you guys can give me a Shadowlands. You haven't gotten the name of the Oni itself yet.
Okay, I thought he named
Shadowlands.
it.
The named Oni is he's going to take Cesaro's name and be reborn. He'll be free. That's one way Oni can be, and this is your role was high enough. Oni can be free that way if they take a name. And now you're kind of piecing things together.
Yeah, well, apparently I'm brain dead. I got a -4.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
Thank you for being injured.
So what he's suggesting is that we need to deal with this Oni immediately rather than go for the mask at this point.
Either way, you need to deal with it. You need to not deal with it now. Before the daylight dawns, the city is gone. The Oni, and he points towards the candles. Cesaro said that once the candles are done, the Oni is free, and that is when destruction will happen.
Well, if he still has this Oni bound under his control from the circle, why doesn't he just bring it here for us to destroy it now?
Because he doesn't know who he is. And that's when you hear coming from him, my name, who am I? And just a pain and shock in him, and he's just bleeding into this bowl. My name.
Well, well, well. This is quite a burnt rice patty we got here.
Okay, I'm ready to go cry in the corner now.
So,
And as you're lighting it, he's still kind of scared. I don't know why they wanted the mask, why these masks are so important, and why this individual threatened us. Hell, you killed a big quarter of their men downstairs. They weren't all mine. All I know.
Who do you think has the mask?
All I know is 3 people bought the mask, came for the mask. Doji, Juzo's brother, and that's when that name rings a bell.
That was the crane
that owned the sword, that got the sword.
Right.
Shinjo Safuus, that's where you sent the crane magistrate to investigate. That was the incident that the Hamamoto, the doji leader, had to do for the magistrate himself because someone had broken in and trashed the area in the mask. You also know that the other third person was Whisper, who owns a shop downtown. Go ahead and give me I give you knowledge history to kind of remember the stuff that happened to you the year you've been here.
Okay, lore history, you mean?
Yeah, lore history for Mr. Crab. You can do it too, but it'll be a real high TN. See if
That's fine. Well, I'm automatically adding a -15 to the roll, so I got a total of 22 after the modifier.
You might learn something. What did you get there, Sage?
As 28.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I read that wrong, Clay. No, I rolled a 22. I got a 7 total.
Okay, you know nothing, sir.
Yeah.
With your 28, Whisper has been is a known criminal, kind of a Robin Hood figure in town. He's kind of, when things go bad, people blame him. He's a thief, opiate, and you've been kind of tracking him down, but haven't gotten any closer to him than in the last year than you were when you first started.
Yeah, he's the guy that I called out like the first day I got here, like left a public message for him.
Yep. And now you have an address that he supposedly is at.
I'm just going to point blank ask this guy. So why is the Togashi monk here?
Togashi monk? Why would a Togashi monk be involved? I know of no Togashi, no monk.
He seemed to have a very strong interest in that sword and those masks.
I have no idea. And he looks defeated. This guy is totally, now that he's kind of got it off his chest, he doesn't care what you do. You can see it in his demeanor.
Look, you guys royally screwed up. And death is probably in your future, whether you're a bandit or an honorable man. So why don't you decide to die like a man, an actual man, and help us end this thing?
How would I do that? I'm already lost. Burn the place down. Chizo will not die, I do not believe. But burn us down. Make sure you kill the Oni. And find those masks, whatever the Oni wants them, Whisper, and those other 2 wanted them. There's something special about them. Why would they do this? And with that, he takes a small tanto that's kind of at his wrist, and it looks like he's going to kill himself. He'd do anything.
I'll raise my chin and look at him, and I'll nod.
And go ahead.
I'm going to remind him point blank that seppuku will not redeem him. This is far beyond redemption. And that, as like a final rejoinder, I'm going to tell him I hope his soul is caught with Fu Ling in the pit.
All I'll say to that is I'll say that's for the kami to decide.
It is, but that's why I'm wishing it. I'm not demanding it.
He looks at you, just shakes his head. My family's dead. I'm in exile. Who gives a shit? Not to replenish my honor. That was lost long ago. If you fail, I don't want to be fodder for what's to come. And with that, he just right to the neck,
Oof.
cuts his jugular.
Yep.
And as that blood leaks onto the barrier, almost like a tissue, it just spreads.
I'm gonna yell at him, "You're a coward."
And as he dies, he just looks at you through his mask. What do you do, boys?
I'm going to look at him and suggest that we get back with Yoko and see what she makes of all of this.
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't burn this down. It's too risky.
Well, also at this point, I'm going to kind of let the cat out of the bag and make him aware that I'm very well aware that Yoko is a Shugenja. I'm going
What?
to...
Yoko Shugenja, I don't know what you mean. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'll just nod and say, yeah, I figured the gig was up.
At this point, she's done too much shit to be going to let the cat out of the bag. So
The reason that I was unable to tell you that is because I was under direct order from several leaders of the different clans not to disclose that information.
I tell him, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see anything dishonorable about this, and I remind him that nobody else is here for us to hear this conversation besides a dying man. So
I'm gonna look at that Shugenja again, and I'm gonna think to myself, well, I'm gonna think aloud. I really don't feel good about leaving this man here, but I don't think we have a choice.
To tell him we don't. I'm also going to make a very strict suggestion that we bring the poor crab or crane, what's left of his body, back and claim that it was somebody else that did this to him. Which is why he needs to clean himself up.
I didn't kill the crane.
Right, you desecrated his corpse. And
I didn't desecrate his corpse. Did I?
With that, I'm gonna point.
You don't know, and neither does the lion. You don't remember because you blacked out. The last thing you remember before this happened is that the crane had died, and the man responsible. Your anger infused you, and you drew upon the energy within your very soul.
But there's footprints all over his body, Clay.
Footprints everywhere. You went to town tearing the shit out of this place.
True.
So he's assuming that, but you don't know.
Well, it should have been, though, because the crane died like by the door, like way outside the bars. Like I tore that dude to smithereens inside the cage.
Did you?
And you raged through the room. Don't know how long you were out, my friend. But to you, you didn't do anything.
Well, either way, it's still the right thing to do to bring his body back because he wasn't dishonored. So his family deserves the right to give him a proper burial.
The thing is, though, it's arguable that I desecrated him, but I didn't kill him. That's 100%.
Well, I didn't say you killed him. Either way, we can't actually, I didn't see anything happen. So I won't say anything either way. And on top of it, it'll give us honor either way to return him to his family. So, and I'm virtuous. So I'm definitely going to suggest we bring the body back.
Well, we'll have to send Edda.
That's fine. Whatever we need to do.
And return to the family. And that would
whoever wants to do that, I can do that, or he can do it. It doesn't matter. But that's the right thing to do. And he's right. We need to send Edda here to pick up all the dead bodies. There's corpses everywhere.
Okay. You guys gather up pistachios, and what do you do?
We're going to have to climb back down, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Well, I'm in pretty good health, so I can jump.
Okay. Go ahead and give me athletics, reflex athletics.
Okay.
If you're climbing down, it'll be strength athletics.
Oh boy, since I don't have athletics and I don't have the ability to give myself that skill, it'll be fun. I got a 25.
Easily leap down.
You ready to watch me fall? I rolled an 8 total with a 23 minus the 15 for the penalty.
Were you going to jump down or try to climb down?
I was going to try to slowly climb down as slow as possible.
Can't roll a d10.
Okay, I guess I can only get 1d10 here. Let's just do 8.
You break your penis in half.
Yeah, at this point, nothing would surprise me. An 8.
You're going to be taking 8 damage as you climb down, and the blood and everything else, the sweat, the pain that you've been in, your hands just kind of slip, and you just fall backwards in your armor. And that's catching more than what it is, and you're looking up the 20-foot drop. You're actually looking up and over, and you see the crab just land beautifully. Looks like he jumped down. Beautiful landing on one crate, jumped down onto another. But you try to climb down on the edge, and it's like your body just gave out.
I actually am down. I have to spend void to act. So I cracked my skull.
You can try to perform medicine, first aid, if you wish.
Don't. Do you have the skill?
Oh, I do. But I'm even with the skill at the level I have it, I'm likely to do you more harm than good.
So get a cart and just fucking wheel me over there.
You easily find a push cart.
Yeah, I will find a push cart and I'll
Sorry you have to wheel me over to the fucking offices, but this is what happens when you get hurt.
yeah, I'll limp you over into it and I'll go, okay, I'm gonna go as fast as I can.
He's not a big guy either. He's a really small guy. He's only 5'7" and 150 pounds, dude. So as big as your character is, this shouldn't be a problem.
So choo. I'll start fucking chugging with my my Casada boot camp training.
Sounds good. Okay, as soon as you open up the double doors and you start to trot out, remember you guys are on the docks, the warehouse area. Go ahead and give me again perception investigation.
I'm out. I can't do it. So
Okay. 11, 17. Okay, 22.
Okay, that's enough. As you come out, remember this warehouse is along the dock edge, and there are poles probably 10 to 20 feet tall that come and hang out with lanterns. Again, it's kind of bright because of all the lanterns people put out for the festival, and the lanterns that the Lantern Watch come and light up so that not every street or alleyway is dark. This is on the main street going towards the docks. You see someone you've seen before standing underneath the pole, about less than half a foot away from actually the water, is a tattooed individual. No sword this time around, bald-headed. Looks like he's wearing a vest and he's got his lights on. He's got his vest and he's got his pants on and he's got his sandals. Other than that, he's pretty much got nothing.
is this our shoe ginger friend that can heal us?
No.
Okay.
I wish.
I need our shoe ginger friend to heal me.
And
This is the monk, right?
Yes, you recognize him as the
Fuck.
man from the Doji house.
Yeah.
And he waves with a smile upon his lips. He waves to you. He's about 25 feet.
Oh, this is the guy from the doji. Oh, yeah, okay.
He's the monk that
That-
before you fell asleep,
yeah.
stopped you from following him.
I need to recalculate.
What's the word that Tom Cruise yells at that soldier in Last Samurai when he wants him to shoot? Is it umakte?
Ute.
Ute! How does he start yelling? No. I'm gonna think that. I'm gonna think that just like fucking put me out of my misery. This is the worst position this guy could find me in.
And you see, he waves, and he says, "Emma Magistrate Summer, may I have a word?" Again, the area is kind of quiet. There's not a lot of people in this shady area of the warehouse district.
I'll stop and like I'm wheeling the cart. I'll fucking stop and look at him and say, "Well, yeah, of course, but
I'm
we
wrong.
might not-
I'm not down. I'm crippled.
we might not want to do it here. There's some Mahuteski going on over there."
He kind of flexes his chest a little bit. There's some flexes. Yes, bad times. As the Tao says, when the work is done, wait, abide your time. My friends, and we will speak, patience brings knowledge.
All right, we can speak then, and I'll just drop the cart. I won't like jar it to like
Andrew,
knock you out.
Andrew, you don't have to put me in a cart. I'm only crippled. I miscalculated. I had my numbers all messed up. I'm only crippled. I'm almost down, but I'm only crippled.
I've noticed one thing, sir. You are a hot mess at keeping track of your wounds.
Well, no, it's because I was in the middle on one of my wound tracks, and it screwed me up when I went to calculate. It is weird. I've got it right now. I had to recalculate it based on being in the middle of one of my wound levels.
Well, you can get out of the cart now then.
That's fine. Yeah. So I'm actually I'm gonna get out of the cart, but it's more be like flopping like a fish out of the cart. And I'm not sure what I can do for you here. I honestly don't.
So do you guys approach?
Yeah, I'm approaching once I stop the cart.
Once you approach, you see him just do a Jackie Chan kind of up the pole and out to the outstretched pole, and he just seems to be squatting. And he says, "Ah, thank you." His hands are moving very wildly, and I know what you seek. A fortune teller cannot tell his own fortune, but I know your past. It is this: you want the sword of secrets, yes? Whisper's new sword of secrets.
What was that last line? Whispers what?
Whisper's sword of secrets.
Yes, that's what I want.
Then ask your questions, and I may be able to tell.
Who is Whisper and where can I find him?
The simplest question is the hardest to ask. Whisper is Whisper. And I believe your friends had told you where Whisper may be.
Where did he say he was a merchant at?
You were told that Whisper's shop is a seedy little dive in downtown Rio Korori, near the Armorer's District on Monk's Edge and Diamond Street. It's dirty compared to the other shops nearby.
And Whisper has the sword? Now? I say that to the monk.
Yes, I gave it to him myself. Whisper is a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed, and I had owed him something great.
And you know anything about a mask?
Interestingly enough, the lion's giving you what the fuck is this guy talking about look.
No idea of mass. Mass may be important. Not part of what I was asked to do.
Were you asked by Whisper to tell us this?
No. Again, a friend in need is a ready ally. Whisper is a man in need.
So you're feeling a little bit guilty about what went down at the Doji's house, and I'll turn and put my hands up, and I'll get a little bit animated. I mean, I can understand. You did put an Emerald Magistrate to sleep, and there was an Oni there, and you stole some property. Yeah, but it's no big deal. You just tell me who Whisper was.
Ah, laws of man are not the laws of heaven. Cycle is going to turn no matter what we do.
I mean, that's true. That's absolutely true. But I mean, I presume you still eat food and you drink water and such, so you seem to be bound by some physical laws.
Sometimes. Ah, but you wanted to know more of what I had. Yes, the sword, the blade of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
If you can bear its burden, you can find its might.
Bear its burden? What do you mean by that?
Go ahead and give me a Shadowlands roll. Higher the better.
Nice. Clay, I wouldn't recognize this guy because I didn't actually see the little tattooed monk when we were in
Nope.
in that house. I remember I passed out in the
before he
main.
popped
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I passed out in the main room, so
I got a 25.
no wonder I'm confused.
25. If this is a Nimurani, i.e., an old weapon, a weapon of legend, then it's a double-edged sword. it has great power, but it's got at a price. So Sword of Secrets is kind of floating through your mind. You might have to do some more looking or talk to a few people that may know more. But this could be a Sword of Legend, an Imurani.
And it's controlled by this man that's mysteriously named Whisper in the City of Lies. And the sword to me sounds like it would be something a scorpion would have.
Upon you've got that look on your face, and that's when he says, "With courage by victory, with blood by peace, with death by life." And the sword will do that.
The sword sounds like it's quite the paradox.
The
The
scary
stick you
ass.
carry is not going to do the job you're trained to do it with. And he kind of points at your Tetsubo.
Well, why is that? Kasada gave me this Tetsubo. It seemed to serve me well in the past.
Ah, the Great Bear. Funny men. Talk a lot. You know that kind of. Yeah.
He laughs at that and he says, "Well, Kasada's a lot of things, but I don't think he's known for his humor."
While you wait, your enemy practices. Please help my friend.
Okay, let me just ask you point blank then. Am I going to need to use this sword to stop this Oni?
He repeats again, with courage by victory, with blood by peace, with death by life. Go ahead and give me intelligence courtier roll. See if you can decipher his enigma, his little speeches.
Well, I actually have this skill. That might actually help.
You both can roll.
I'm now at -20, but you know. Oh, I actually rolled a 36, Clay.
Wow. So you got a 16.
Okay.
Sage will help you with this as well.
I got 43.
Okay, as you piece together some of the things he's saying, and he repeats himself. So if he doesn't know the answer, he told you the simplest question is the hardest to ask. And you're piecing together the whole thing with courage. Is you think that the sword is dangerous, and he continues to bring up the Sword of Secrets, but it might be the key to defeating the Oni. And then when he thinks that clicks in your head, he says, the price of greatness is paid by the great, but we all reap the benefit.
I'm going to shake my head and say, I know that your base of knowledge is very vast and there's some kind of mystical aspect to it. But you have to understand, I'm a crab. I think very plainly. I need you to speak to me plainly, Mr. Monk.
Go ahead and give me, you can use etiquette or courtier. You use courtier, you're kind of tricking him into stopping how he says things. His assumptions are very flaky. If you use courtier, you're being honest about it, and you're trying to be honest with him. So go ahead and give me whatever role you wish to use.
Wait, which one's honest? Etiquette or courtier?
Etiquette. Courtier is going to be you're using courtly, maneuvers to get around.
Do I get
Sage
Benton's
will not.
blessing?
You'll get Benton's, but not Sage.
Okay. It's good enough. 28.
Good enough. He'll stop, and he kind of clears his throat and kind of shakes his head a little bit. Please ask your questions then. I will do my best to control my thoughts.
Okay. So the sword might be the way I defeat the Oni, but it will probably cost me dearly.
It is the only way.
All right. I think then you've given me the answer that I need. Is there anything you need from us? It seems like a lot of information just to volunteer.
He kind of thinks about it, almost like someone with a learning disability. He says, Wielding the sword will have its price. Whispers, and he's kind of, he's more flowy. Whisper is on the island, the Teardrop Island. You may pass with your, and it clicks before he even says it. Teardrop Island is where everybody has fun, does everything else, but everyone, once you enter the island, is to give over their weapons. You, as the Emerald Magistrate, may have the authority to push through, but the Lion will not. They're going to take it. Basically, think of the red light district in Vegas or Japan, and this is where you go to party. It's the best, cleanest area in the city.
It's like Pleasure Island at Disney World. They always strip me of my 44 Magnum before I can go in.
Pretty much. And even you might have a hard time doing it because that's almost the laws of the city, is you would disarm. Unless you didn't want to go through proper channels and swim there, you could and come around the other side of the island. But most boats and ferries will go to the one dock so that you can so that they can honor, shine, and polish your blade.
Okay, so what I'll tell him to that then, I'll say, well, I haven't been in this game a long time, dealing with the forces of the Shadowland, with Oni being Kasada's son, but I do know one thing for sure. The grand ideal of the crab is to protect, and that means sacrifice.
Good. You will need such courage. Remember, a name is a powerful... And he stops. That is wrong. A name is the power of becoming something you are not. A name has many things. And with that, he does like a backflip off that beam, lands, bows to you, and he begins to walk away unless you stop him.
I won't. I'll turn to Akodo though and say, well, looks like we need to go to Teardrop Island.
I'm gonna like cough up some blood because I am really fucked up and tell him we need a respite before we do anything further. I will not make it there.
And that's when you guys hear the bong, bong, announcing that it is the hour of the dog.
Okay.
And that is 9 o'clock at night.
So I'll say then, first then we go back to the office. We let them know of what happened here at the Shoshiro warehouse. Then after you've collected yourself, we immediately go to the island.
I actually will agree wholeheartedly. And I will tell, I'm actually going to grab the cart because I actually, at this point, I'm pretty fucked up. I'm going to need the cart to be able to move right.
I'll start to act like I'm going to climb into it and say, my turn, huh?
Yeah, the lion will actually chuckle at that idea because the idea of him being as small as he is pushing you around is hilarious.
I won't actually get in. I'll say, yeah, just a little chuckle. It's been pretty dark. Okay, I'm ready. Are you?
And like I said, he's going to use the cart almost like a fucking like one of those walkers, like the four-wheeled walkers. Just he's going to lean on it very heavily until we get to the office.
Not a problem. About 15 minutes. You're pretty close by, so it's about 9:15 at night. And as you get to there, the lights are on. Your office is fully lit up. Lanterns are there. You know that she's got all her lights on. As you push open into the office, and you see the... One second, gentlemen. I'll let you think of what you're going to do.
Oh dear Lord, Andrew. This is one of the more painful games I've played in a while. I have been on death's door so many freaking times.
Yeah, your character's fucked up, dude.
He's like, after this, he's going to retire to a small estate in fucking Akodo lands, and he's going to get a rake and chase kids off his lawn because that's the most dangerous thing he wants to do. I mean, fuck it, he made him do that. Screw you, people. All joking aside, if we see the lights on, though, Akodo is definitely... First thing he's going to do is he is going to drop the cart, because if other people besides you were to see him walk in leaning on something, it would be considered dishonorable. He's supposed to wear his battle scars like a champ. So he does drop the cart probably about a couple of blocks from the office.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, Clay, Clay, I'm going to drop this cart a couple of blocks from the office because I don't want to walk in with a bunch of people seeing me have to use something to walk. Then they're going to think I'm a wuss.
Okay, about halfway through, you guys do notice the crowds get thicker. Kids are there. Families are out. Samurais walking around doing their thing. You see the Thunder Guard patrolling. You see the hustle and bustle of people getting ready for the final push later in the morning or earlier in the morning. You know, you guys probably got a good 5 hours, 4.5 hours now before the ceremony. You know, the parade and then the lighting of the Amamatsu's icon. As you guys walk in, you see the two desks. You see the geisha is not there. The second secretary is not there. And you see Yoko. She's got a pile of scrolls in front of her at her desk. Looks like she's been doing research for the last couple of hours.
Nice.
And she looks haggard.
Yeah, and by the way, I have not cleaned up at all, so I look like guts after slaughtering the 100 men.
She looked kind of, oh, are you all right? Hidesama.
Hey, Andrew, which one of us has that daisho?
I probably wouldn't have grabbed it.
I will. I would have grabbed it. Again, my character's virtuous. He's very, very big on honor, so he would have done it. If you weren't going to, he will. So,
Okay.
not only am I carrying my daisho in my hand, Clay, will be the daisho from the crane.
So you're going to carry his katana as well. Okay.
Yeah.
You notice that there's a rack that you had to put your weapons on when you entered. That rack is still there.
So I am not going to disarm. I'm not going to disarm myself, but I will put his on the rack.
Okay.
Back to a crane.
Yoko says, "I will get the priests. You must perform the cleansing rituals."
Yes, and Akodo here. I guess the best way is just the direct way to say this. He knows you're a Shugenja. He knows that something's up. So
She kind of looks kind of defeated. Yes, of course. What can I do to help?
I'm going to jokingly chuck it out there that if she could keep me from dying, it would be great. And as I kind of collapse into a chair. I mean, it's pretty clear I'm pretty fucked up, man.
Okay. Let's see something real quick. She says, of course, come. And she kind of takes you to, she looks around. She takes you to one of the open cells. Here, lie down. There's a Tommy mat and whatnot on the floor. I will gather my things. She goes, leaves into another room. You don't know where that goes. You were never, actually, you were never privy to that. You know, she's going to one of the storage rooms to gather her.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not concerned about how she's going to do this so much as can she do it.
We'll see. Don't have luck. Go ahead and give me a percentile roll, Kyle. And I want you to tell me high or low. If you get what you call
it works
number, then she's got enough prepared. She might be able to do something for you that's not just first.
Let me get a freaking. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go high. And of course, it's fucking low. Jesus Christ. I have no luck tonight.
Okay. I need to make some rolls.
Jesus. I get worse luck tonight, Clay. Poor guy is just.
Well, it's
beat.
Oh wow, you're getting lucky, buddy. 17 points back.
Okay, 42 minus 17.
As she touches and starts to do her thing.
He's going to leave me at 25, which is going to leave me at grazed. Okay,
she will also ask again. She's got. She brings out. What happens is she brings out some, so she's not touching all your blood, even though you're not dead.
Yep.
but she has an older woman come out with her, doesn't introduce her, and this older woman starts to hold you together, hold your wounds closed so that they can be stitched up.
Mhm.
Yoko will say, I can dull the pain, but you won't know if you're actually hurting. Do you wish me to proceed?
At this point, I'm going to say yes because I keep getting fucked up too easily.
Okay. What is your hit point total now?
25.
25. And your total?
Total wounds available is 57.
57. Okay.
Since
you don't know the damage that you'll be receiving, your body goes numb probably about 10 minutes after she finishes stitching you up. But you can move and feel everything. You're not swollen as if you received anything. So from now, she says, for the next, let me roll, see how potent her medicine score was. I rolled pretty good. So for the next 3 hours, you will not feel pain.
The first thing that I think I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to request this from the magistrate, since I'm helping him to resolve this, is armor that can better absorb some of these blows. These creatures that are attacking us are too fearsome for me to handle. And that is a legitimate request. Not just from a meta standpoint. I mean, my armor probably is torn to shreds anyways after being fucked up like this. This is the third time I've almost been killed. That'd be up to Andrew whether or not he would be able to provide that, or you whether or not he could provide that.
Go ahead, Andrew. How will you provide?
I don't know to what degree, Clay, you think I've got this place armed. Would I have some like mundane gear like that?
I'll give you a 50-50. Say high or low.
It's Kyle's fate. Let Kyle pick.
Don't let Kyle pick. Kyle's got no luck.
Okay, Kyle. You choose.
Let's go
There'll be
low.
heavy armor. There'd be heavy armor that he uses for some of the crab that he enlists at times.
I'm going to go low because every time I say something, it's the opposite anyways. So go. Let's see what we get. I'm off my crap today.
15 under, sir. 15 under.
Nice. I don't know what heavy armor does. Oops. So, did you roll, or need me to roll it? You want me to roll it?
It's you. It's your fate.
Okay, no, I thought you were rolling it. Sorry. Seriously? A fucking 52?
You don't get the heavy armor, but
So,
I'll
yeah.
give you. Go ahead.
Or do I have something else that's not as good?
Your
Well,
armor
I'm
does
already
3.
wearing
The
the
armor
armor
that
under
you're
that.
going to get is all he has is crab colors.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best made. It'll absorb 5 per blow. His topaz armor gives him that his is a Numerani that he's wearing. But yours, the one that he has, unless you get this commission, is heavy armor in crab colors. And it'll take 5 hits. It'll absorb 5. It'll give you the heavy armor bonus for your TN, but it'll absorb 5 in damage.
That's going to have to work for now until I can commission better armor.
And it's kind of what's your size?
My size? I'm just normal size. I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, he'll have the set for you. A lot of the armor that he pulls out that possibly could have been better is for larger individuals.
For
Yeah,
crab.
I'll say you're lucky that I'm small for a crab. This was armor that Casada made me practice training in.
That's fine. Like I said, and that if I'm not mistaken, that shouldn't give me an honor hit because legitimately, if I don't have this armor, I'm going to die. I will not.
No, you won't suffer an honor hit. You may be questioned, and what you say might matter, but you're in his presence, and they're probably going to refer to you as crab.
Yeah. Well,
if you are fully masked up.
Well, technically speaking, I have no home, so whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, so once you put the armor on, I imagine the camera slowly pans down you like a head to toe clip, and I say, "Well, you're a little pretty for a crab, but I guess it'll do."
We're gonna do an 80s fashion montage with me trying on different armor. That is it. No, but seriously, as far as I'm concerned, I will still keep my own mempo, but that's the only
Yeah.
part of my armor I'm going to keep on me.
Okay, for the next 3 hours of gameplay, unless Andrew looks or you notice, oh, I'm missing an arm, I will keep track of your wounds.
Okay, so starting
You
at
are
20.
feeling good.
I'm
Feel
higher
no
than
pain.
fuck.
It's really gonna suck. But
Yes, it
basically,
is.
you have basically you won't feel nothing until you're dead.
Yeah.
So, what do you gentlemen wish to do?
Is the Crane Magistrate back yet?
Good to say, the crane does return, and he is again. He's got a smile on his face, and gentlemen, it is good you've returned. Emerald Magistrate-san, Okoro-san. I did not learn much at the warehouse. They were looking for some kind of mask or party trinkets, but the inventory was there.
I'm going to unfortunately just be the blunt instrument I am because I have no compassion. And I'm going to tell him that unfortunately his family member was lost at the warehouse. And I'm going to point to the stand and tell him that the only thing we could bring back was his dice show. We were unable to bring back his body.
Takes a moment before he responds again after the That is the way we walk. That is the path of Bushido. Anyway, he will be avenged. I did not learn much in the unicorn area. Did you learn of anything?
I will let you handle this, Andrew. You had way more information. I was too busy getting the crap kicked out of me.
I'll say yes, and then I will recount the story of the Shugenja and the Oni and the Scorpion Bandit, and then I'll talk about meeting the monk and him telling us we need to go to Teardrop Island to get the sword.
What is it with his sword? Why is everyone after it? Do you know?
Well, the monk made it sound like it's the only way that I'll be able, or we'll be able, to use it to defeat this Oni.
I had heard that some Shadowlands creatures take many people, many scratches in which to inflict damage. Maybe this thing will help you.
Perhaps.
It is good. Shall we go? It looks like we need to go now. In order to do this, it looks like, for what you say, we have to do it. We have to get to the bottom of it and find out about the conspiracies.
I'm going to suggest that we commandeer an Edda's fishing vessel because I don't feel like swimming.
Oroku says, I see no problem in that. But I am just the magistrate. Emerald Magistrate, this is more of your expertise. I will follow your lead.
Yes, and also I'm just to make sure he understands this. I'm gonna reiterate the part about that Anotangu clan. Because if I remember correctly, right, this Lord Moon cult is the reason all this happened in the first place.
I have never heard of such. The cult of the moon is known, but I don't know much other than the name.
I'm going to once again reiterate that if they worship Lord Moon, we should be extremely careful lest any of them be cursed. And I don't feel like fighting a werewolf tonight. Thank you.
Right, and the Shugenju, the reason he tried to control the Oni in the first place was to try to get this sword to keep it out of the hands of this moon cult.
But what did the mask have to play in all this, I wonder?
Not sure. I'm not even quite sure what the mask is.
Alrighty then. Shall we proceed?
Yep, we need to get a hold of that sword or there'll be hell to pay.
Okay, you guys know where you're going. that shady Silo place.
Oh, before we leave though, Clay, how badly damaged is my Tetsubo?
Again, just like in that movie Moana, you know, if you give one big swing or you try to bust something down, your Tetsubo is going to break.
All right, time to swap it out then. I'm going to leave it at my offices, and I'm going to switch it out for the Moto Scimitar.
Okay.
See, you have all these cool toys, and I just feel like lost without any of them.
I'll make sure to when I pick the Moto Scimitar up, I'll be like, well, 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 my old friend. Didn't think I'd be using you again, but duty calls.
Before we leave, I'm going to suggest that we all take Jade Tea as well. We need to take at least a couple of minutes to prepare ourselves, because if we're going to fight an Oni, we could be in trouble. The last thing any of us needs is to become corrupted by the Shadowlands.
Yoko says, if you say that out loud, Yoko says, we've used our stock. The only thing left is what you have.
That's okay, Yoko. Just give us some of the oolong then. I still want to take some tea.
So do I. I need my void points back. Thank you.
Okay. Who's going to perform it?
I say she does. She's really good at it.
Yeah, let her do it.
Okay. The four of you sit down. Take some time. By time you know that you're pushing it, but by the time the end of the ceremony, it'll be about 9:30, and you all receive 1 point of void.
Okay, now the docks, because we're at the docks. This is like my domain. So I'll know. I'll go straight to where I know the Edda boats are and immediately commandeer one.
Nobody's there. You can easily take whatever you want for the three of you.
Just leave
So
a note.
I'll walk up. It's dark out. You can see like the frothy water and the boat rocking in it. And I'll look down at the rope that has it tied to a stake, and I'll take that Moto Scimitar and just snap the rope and say, I commandeer this boat in the name of the Emerald Champion. Come on, guys.
I'm so glad that like thievery is not a thing in this world for freaking samurai. We just gotta do whatever we want.
So how are you guys going to make it to Teardrop Island? Are you going to go to the main Totori gate? Are you going to go to off to the side and jump over? How are you going to get there?
The Torii Gate. I'm going
just
right
say-
in through the front.
Well, if they try to stop us from going in through the front, we know they're enemies. That's the bottom line. We have two magistrates in this boat. We have every right to go in the front door.
Okay, so you guys make it there, and as you go through, you see it's a large brown Totori gate that the docks lead off to, or lead into. You pull your boat over. There's some other boats there as well, and you get off. You make your way over, and you see three large samurai posted. And they just wait as they're watching what you're doing and how you're coming aboard. And again, it's dark. And they stop.
I will walk forward and say, good evening, Hida Kenpachi, Emerald Magistrate. I'm here on Imperial business.
He stops. Hang on a second. Hang on. Get my notes, damn it. Okay. So, right now, as you guys are coming through, you notice that the people are leading children to the Temple of the Sun. They're carrying torches through the streets. You're passing small shrines that people are praying to their ancestors. And as you enter, you see the three men. You wish to enter. Please, Emerald Magistrate, Lion-san. We will hold on to your weapons and polish them and make sure they are ready for your departure.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, the nature of my business might require bloodshed.
Bloodshed, you say? And you are on case then.
Aye. Right now, this investigation is the will of the champion, which means it's the will of the emperor.
One of them, the older of the three. What is the will of the emperor on the island? Is there a crime that has been committed?
That is unknown at the moment, but there is an object here of immense power in the hands of a known criminal.
Go ahead and give an etiquette roll.
Etiquette. Oh boy, I'm good at this.
Unless you're talking, you can assist if you can. Unless you're allowing him to talk or you're going to butt in, yours would be the same.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna try to play. This is gonna sound terrible. I'm gonna try to play along like I'm a crab, so I have to act like I have an intelligence of 1.
Etiquette was 32.
Okay. You're able to speak your way and basically your authority. Though they're kind of, okay, I'm a magistrate. Fine. Please enjoy your time. And they let you through.
And I'll say thank you. I'll make sure that your cooperation and your aid in this matter is noted in my reports. The champion will be very appreciative.
Okay. You guys continue on then, or what would you wish to do?
I'm going straight for that fucking shop, man.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna do like the rapid Shaw Brothers. Like the three of us are gonna spread out in a flying V and just like fucking walk there like we own the street.
Okay.
We're gonna pull off a shit. It's gonna look like Reservoir Dogs.
It's got that bad import Shaw Brothers music too, like da 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 da.
You find a shop labeled with a wooden sign, Silken Antiquities. Artifacts and oddities. Must be the place. As you approach the door, you see a faint flickering of light inside, and you hear scuffling, chittering and the sudden bang of a table being knocked over. Something has gotten here before you.
Well, I'd say that's probable cause, and I'll bust in.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with probable cause, but Clay, chittering. Would I tie chittering to Nizumi?
To who?
To the Nizumi rat folk.
Oh, the Nizumi? No. You can make a roll if you wish.
What would that role actually be? That's a curious question.
Shadowlands, lower Shadowlands.
I didn't think they were Shadowlands creatures, but okay.
They are considered under Shadowlands in this area, but go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. I just, for whatever reason, I thought they were considered not Shadowlands, but okay. I'm cool with whatever. I'm just going to roll. Okay. I rolled a 27 on a straight up intelligence check with no exploding dice.
Too small.
Okay, that's fine.
I encountered some, didn't I? Like way back.
Rattling? And
Yeah.
You did.
It was really early on, man. That had to have been like in the first 5 games of the campaign.
You did when you entered Crablands.
They occasionally come up into Lion Lands, especially
and Scorpion Forest and things. But yeah, you hear all this noise and chittering and stuff coming from inside. One second, John. Sorry.
So, Andrew, I think we do this old-fashioned way. We go full shaft. You just kick the fucking front door in and be like, everyone hit the fucking dirt.
Yeah, that's the plan.
This has been one wild fucking ride, by the way. I hope you know that.
Oh, we're still alive.
For so how far. Long? For how long?
Clay, don't be ominous.
Okay, so what's the plan, gentlemen?
We're busting in through the front, motherfucker. He's kicking in the front door and be like, "Get out, motherfuckers!" Like it sounds like a joke until you realize we're serious.
Who's going in first?
I will.
Emerald Magistrate.
As you kick in the door, the cause of the disturbance and noise is obvious. 5 of the little Oni are ransacking the place.
Oh, God damn it.
With more courtesy than they're used to at the Crane House, tables are on their sides, the cash box is open on the floor, spilled out, koku everywhere. One of the little monsters leaps from the high shelf, toppling the one he was keeping. This is met with screeches and angry spills from the others on the floor who are tearing apart what seems to have been a sack of trinkets. The last Oni drags a chipped porcelain mask out from underneath a woven rug and screeches eagerly at the others. As the Onis look to him, one catches sight of you entering and screams a warning. Initiative.
I like how you described that, by the way.
I take half-ass notes, so I'm making shit up.
It works. I got
I
a
love
32.
I love how these things do like a fucking Pepe the Frog, like.
Are they Kekistani? I demand to know.
7. 22 for an ish.
You slow son of a bitch. You're in my way, and I'm faster than you.
Yeah, and I have a better initiative than you too, but I just can't roll higher.
What's your initiative
Okay.
right now?
What's your
7.
initiative there, Lion?
7K4.
32.
So it's going to be Lion, Oni, and Crab. What do you want to do, Lion?
Okay. I'm going to take a minor action to draw my Wakizashi. I'm going to throw that bitch at the one with the mask.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That is still okay. It is 9K3. 9K3. I'm doing my math real quick. Make sure I'm getting all my add-ins right. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. That's 10K3 because this is my first attack against him this round. And I'm going to go ahead and add my honor bonus into this. I want to make sure I hit him. +7.
Any raises?
I get a free raise on him because it's also the first time I've attacked him.
Okay.
So let's roll those bones. 34.
And you hit.
Okay, so I throw this Wakizashi, and a Wakizashi is 2K2 plus 5K2 for damage. Hang on a second. Sorry. I gotta do my math here real quick. See what happens. And I don't get a free raise on damage, and I don't get the +7 on damage. 15 damage.
15 damage. You hurt him tremendously. He drops the porcelain mask.
What can I use one raise for? I don't even remember what I can use one raise for.
Call shots, more damage.
What I mean is, what called shots can I get with one? With the one I don't remember.
With his size, you need 2 raises to do a call shot. But since you just wanted to throw it at him,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. What do I even do? Oh, God. Oh, I can increase my damage. I didn't think about that.
Yes, you can.
You mind if I roll an
If you
extra?
call that towards that, you can. So you're going to use that for the damage instead of for the attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I keep forgetting that I can get the free raise on attacks, on damage. Damn it! Let me reroll the damage just to see what. Because that 24, that actually made a big fucking difference.
Okay. It drops. It's still twitching, still moving around, but it drops the porcelain mask.
Okay.
And what else?
Does the mask break? Well, I've used 2 minor actions here, so
Nope, he just drops it. Hit the height that he was at, it just falls onto the rug.
Okay. So, I'm going to call. The last thing I'm going to do is call out for somebody to get to that mask before they take it. And then I'm going to take. Well, I can't. I've taken 2 minor actions here.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck.
I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck in the. I'm kind of basically what I did is I kind of sidestepped just to the side of the crab where he broke in the door to throw that thing, and that's where I'm at. So the crane's not going to be able to walk in without one of us moving.
Yeah, and he'll go on after the crab. It is now their turn. I only have 2 targets, so I will. 1 to 3 will be the crab. 4 to 6 will be the lion. Crab's getting attacked. Okay, what is my? Does a 25 get you, Mr. Crab?
Nope, that misses.
15 was his second attack. That misses. The next one misses. A 32.
32 hits.
Okay, we are at a.
You're sitting at a 30, aren't you, Andrew?
30, unless I'm higher on initiative, then it's a 35.
You're going to be taking 16 points of damage minus whatever your armor does, and I need a contested earth roll.
Yep, you're trying to
Okay,
resist.
one
You
sec.
got to resist them here. Wait, don't you have a jade finger still, Andrew?
Yeah, I do.
You still get the resistance, and if you fail, it'll go to your jade. You
Okay,
Six,
that's
still
right.
take it off.
I'm sorry.
6 goes through. I wrote that down, and I got an explosion. Ooh, that's a double.
You're probably going to be okay.
Yep, 44.
Okay,
You're fine.
more than fine. Hey, Clay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab a drink while you're going through these attacks. Just in case you need to know what my TN is, I'm a 30.
30. Okay. So those are the two creatures that go. You see one creature that was next to his buddy who's just withering there, still alive but dying. Pick up the porcelain mask, and he's making his way to the back room that's been opened and trashed. The Soji screen is torn and open, and he's crawling away as fast as he can. And then I need to wait for Mr. Kyle because it's his turn to be attacked. Let me attack him. Okay. 4K2. Miss. Miss. Ooh, very lucky on that 30. So we will go back to you, Crab. It's your turn.
Can I get to that the Oni trying to escape with the mask?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after him and try to attack with the Moto scimitar.
Sounds good. I don't remember all the qualities of your scimitar. It is considered a sacred item, so yeah. So whatever special you have, remember to have that for your scimitar.
Roger. And so I'm gonna change my fighting style is gonna change here too. Instead of like this brutish crab like fighting style, I'm actually gonna revert and start fighting like a unicorn again.
Okay. So
So
what is your stance?
I'm gonna go full attack.
Okay.
So
I think it
some.
drops your AC, but you get extra dice.
Oh, you know what? I would do that at the top of the initiative, so it would just be normal attack for this one. I'll change it after because you've
Okay.
you already attacked me with those Oni, and I didn't have a penalty.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's my attack. 3, 7K4. One explosion. 34.
Go ahead and roll damage. Let me know what you get.
Okay. 4. $19. 41 damage.
Go ahead and describe the kill.
Okay, so the Moto style is like marauding from horseback. So I'm gonna like jump past one of these little Oni dudes and draw the scimitar from the scabbard as I do like this really wide mercenary style slash. I'm gonna catch the Oni in the back and rip part of this like gooey Icarus black blob of shit off of it and throw a splatter into the wall as it rolls over dead.
Nice. The crane will enter, and he'll do his Ijitsu strike. His one strike, and he'll try to sheath his blade. And he fails to take on one of the Oni that you didn't run from, but you crossed past that attacked you and misses. We're back on top of the line.
Okay.
You were attacked, but nothing landed.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a minor action to get my katana out, which is only gonna leave me one attack.
Okay.
My Wakazashi's across the room now, and I'm gonna cut this damn thing down. This is my first attack on the son of a bitch. So 10K3. I do get my free raise on him as well. First attack in the skirmish on him. And then I'm gonna add my honor bonus to this as well because I can do that once per turn or once per once per round, not per turn. What was that? So 35,
You hit.
which is gonna do 6 or 7K2 because I'm gonna use that raise to increase damage again.
Okay.
32.
You can go ahead and describe the kill.
So I have to struggle for a second. I take like a half step back to get my katana all the way out. And as I do, as I'm bringing it out, I'm actually going to try to bring it across. And as I do, I cut this thing straight across like it's many eyes that it kind of has around its face. And just the ichor just splashes everywhere. I cleanly slice the thing. I actually take about half its head off.
Very nice, very nice. And on that note, there are 2 Oni left. 2, 3, 2 Oni left.
I'm in
One
full attack.
facing.
I'm in full attack now, by the way.
Okay. Since it's a new,
No
you're
other,
in full attack.
yeah. By the way, I was gonna say,
You're just in normal attack stance.
yeah. I'm not changing my stance unless I say otherwise.
Okay. So with that is 1 for the crane and 1 for the lion. We'll do the lion first. This first of his 2 attacks. 27 misses, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what does a 34 get you?
It will.
Okay. On a second, as one of his little claws comes, kind of leaps up at you and tries to hit you twice. And
I got to make the earth ring roll.
Yeah, let me get the number for that because it'll be the damage dealt. 11, but you don't feel that.
Nope. But I need to make sure. And I got a 15. I needed an 11, right?
You make it. Doesn't penetrate your.
What's
your
the
flesh.
yeah? So I take. Okay. So I take just so I know for.
You're gonna take
6.
11 is total, so you're going to take
6.
5 of it.
No, I would take 6.
Or 6 of it.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
armor's
just for purposes of me keeping track of it on my sheet, I want to make sure that I have that right. So
Okay.
that if for any reason, if this wears off and I'm start realizing I'm hurt, I want to know where I'm at.
Okay, I'll let you know. No worries. And the next one leaps. First attack. Second attack. Okay, this is what happens. The next one looks at his buddies, but you know these things will fight to the death. Leaps up and lands at the crane's kimono entry, where you can see his throat and his neck and stuff. As soon as he lands there, almost like Dig Dug, starts to bury his talons in the neck of this crane. His first talon reaches in almost up to the nub of its body, and you see Uruku grab his throat, his hands covering the Oni, and as he does so, his hand deflates a little bit as if the presence of the Oni isn't there. And as he falls back, his hand slips away, and you see that the Oni has buried itself into his neck, looks back at the lion, and then starts to burrow its way into the chest cavity of the crane. I did 73 points of damage. With that.
Jesus.
Wow, that was God damn, dude. What did that thing? How did it roll that much damage again?
I had 4 exploding 10s on the first one.
Okay,
and then I had 2 exploding 10s on the second one. So out of 2 attacks, 72 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
This dice roller really loves me, so be careful.
Guy really must be dead. Lord.
And at that, the Oni's gone. Crab, what are you going to do?
What will it take me to pick up the mask?
Nothing.
I want to pick it up and tuck it into my waistline.
Okay. You do so.
And is the Oni burrowing into the crane's chest still visible?
Yep. You can see his and actually hear noise as he's like cracking ribs and the diaphragm, and you see a lump in his chest.
Okay, I will. I'll hold the sword up in front of me, saber style, like I'm a saber fencer, and I'm going in with some gaijin martial arts, just like a fucking mongrel. And I'll try to open up that bulge and see if I can cut the Oni with a slash.
Okay. I'm going to increase the target number because you really can't see, although you see the bulge. So I'll just give him a raise on his TN. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. Okay, 4. got one explosion, but it exploded twice. 31. 49.
You easily hit. Well, go ahead and do damage and then describe.
All right, now I get an extra to my damage. I get an extra 1k1. Is it, or is it 1k0?
If
For
you did those raises for it, yeah.
1k0.
Well, I mean, no, I mean for my stance, full attack.
Let me double check full attack.
I thought it was 1k1, but
yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I'll give you 1k1 till I can look it up later.
All right, I think it's 1k1.
Every 2 raises for like if you're going to do that towards damage would be a 1k1.
Yeah.
If you just call them raises for damage that way, but with your full attack, I got to double check.
9. Okay, now we're talking. Oh. Uh, 34 damage.
You finish him. Go ahead and describe.
So I see like the bulge moving in this cavity of the crane that's fallen over, and I know the crane's dead. So I come in there after doing the salute with the scimitar, and I slash to both sides with like a flourish, and then cut up across the chest and fucking just pull that fucking Oni out like I'm lancing the world's largest boil.
gross.
Nice. And you gentlemen have survived the encounter with the minor Oni. What are you going to do now? The place has gone quiet.
I say this, Clay, with no irony. Whisper, you there?
The lion's gonna give him a look that says, "What the fuck are you thinking?" As he God, I don't know what to say to this. As he manages to go back and begins rummaging through the store to see if he sees any swords, because he knows that's what we're actually looking for.
Perception investigation, you two.
Nobody responds to me calling out Whisper.
Nobody responds. It's quiet.
I'm gonna go ahead and add my honor rank to this roll, Clay, because I really need it. I have a feeling. Hey, look at that, a 28.
I don't want to roll perception. I just want to walk in the direction the Oni was heading, trying to escape with the mask.
Okay.
Oh, that's another thing, Clay. While I'm looking and kicking things over, I'm going to make sure to pick up my Wakazashi out of that poor thing.
Okay. You do that. We'll go to the guy that's just casually walking over. You notice that it's a storeroom filled with junk. You see 3 kimonos, Oni ears. They're fake. You can tell that being crab. Many paintings, several kimonos, 3 koku and a small coin purse, and an open cash box. A lot of junk, a lot of stuff you would probably see one of your Ide can sell, just junk. You know, hey, you came to the side of the road at the Indian reservation, and here's our necklaces and whatnot. You find all that junk. Turning to you, Lion, underneath the rug, you find a loose floorboard that's been pried open. Many claw marks from the Oni. A small space is lied beneath it, and it has an iron box inside.
I'm going to pull the iron box out and set it on the counter.
And
Very
as
loudly,
you do
by
that,
the way.
it's not locked. Inside, you find 2 ledgers, scrolls, containing Whisper's accounts, others doing his daily activities. There's also enough room in here to have concealed that porcelain mask that the Oni was carrying. You also find 25 koku.
Hey, money, money, money. His loss is my gain.
What do you guys wish to do?
If he pulls that out those ledgers, I'm gonna go over and take a look at those bad boys.
Well, I was loud about it too, man. I dropped that iron box with enough noise to make sure you knew what I was finding.
Okay, the 2 things that you guys are looking at in these scrolls is Whisper was a fanatic about his journaling. He wrote everything he did every day without fail for the past year. In the journal, you find that Whisper makes mention of a young geisha named Suriko. Suriko works at a house of water lilies. It is on this island, Teardrop Island, and she is a dear friend, his favorite geisha. He speaks highly of her and seems to be in love. In the last entry, you find that he scribbles hastily this. There is no time to waste. I must hurry. Time is running short, and the Oni will be here any minute to kill me. Again, any minute is abbreviated longly. I've heard of his rampaging across town, and the only thing left is me. The only one left is me. My friend had brought me the sword, my last hope, and now I go to my dark fate. Suriko, oh dear Suriko, I have come to see you just one last time before I die. And then it is ripped. That corner is ripped out as if he had more to say, but in his haste he ripped it.
I will proclaim with shock and awe. The merchant has doth went to his woman to bury his sword in her sheath.
Damn you. um, with the humorless efficiency of a lion, I'm going to point out that apparently this guy must have no other way of finding women if he must buy companionship.
True. And let's just see. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take those documents.
We're just like, we're robbing this guy blind while we're at it.
I've been waiting to fucking nail this guy, so even like Oni aside, when this is done, I'm going to fucking get him.
Can I be the one to kick the? Can I be the one to kick the stool out from under him when you're hanging him?
Sure.
At this point, I deserve that.
I'll say then. Well, we've got this mask, whatever it is. I'm sure this whisper can tell us. Maybe we should go get him then if he's over here at this whorehouse.
You know.
Now you guys know the difference. This is not a whorehouse. Geisha are not whores.
Yeah, this one
You
is.
heard samurai go to that. And this one is on the pleasure district, which samurai go walking around. This isn't in the whore section.
Ooh, sorry, I missed that it was. I missed it was.
If you call them a bunch of whores, you're going to get a lot of shit on you.
Yes, you are. So since this is the second crane in as many hours, I'm gonna go get that second set of dice show and get ready to carry him back. The crane are gonna hate us. It's like we have something against them. Just for record keeping.
Oh, right. Let's go to the not quite whorehouse.
Not quite whorehouse. That sounds like a really, really terrible freaking brothel. It sounds like a whorehouse where they're missing limbs.
So, what do you guys do?
We're going to the geisha house.
Yeah, we'll go to the
Okay.
house. The house
What's the rule?
of what was it?
Water
Something
lilies.
water lilies.
Yeah, the House of the Water Lilies. And because of your knowledge rolls in the past, you notice that this is all the geisha houses here are very well known, have been here for almost hundreds of years. This one has only been open for 40 years, and the other geisha houses look down upon it since it's so new and call it the Little Sister. So, as you head there, as you approach the House of Water Lilies, a plump Okusan, that is the Mama-san, in her ornate robes, pattering of lilies, comes to greet you. Good evening, honored guest. I am Bashiko, the owner of this proud house. Ah, such honorable visitors bring us. The Emerald Magistrate. A crab magistrate? As she looks, because you're wearing your get-up. Please, come inside. Would you like sake? Perhaps some hostesses to serve you on this festival night. She smiles warmly at you. She's probably in her late 60s.
I'm Hina Kampachi, and this is my compatriot Coochie Hungry.
God damn it, this is not psych, dude.
As you say that, she leads you through a sliding door and into a large common room. Ah, it is a pleasure to meet you both. Interesting name your fellow has. A maiden is playing a string bawa, and her voice echoes merrily through the corridor of this large house, while there are several men and women in other chambers, all talking quiet. All talking is done quietly, and listening to a singer, you see no sign of whisper.
I have a feeling Whisper's about to find me. I'm going to take out the porcelain mask and put it on.
Oh, Lord. And when you turn into an Oni, what am I supposed to do? Okay, Clay,
Yeah.
I'm waiting to find out what happens here.
I totally do that though. My strategy is I want to make when I make my grand entrance as the magistrate, I want the mask on so wherever Whisper is, when he sees me, he knows.
As you put on the porcelain mask, the smell of cherry blossoms fills your nostril. But Lion, you get no sensation. Think of the Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio as this kind of thing just kind of sucks to your face a little bit, and you smell the cherry blossoms. You feel a sensation on your cheek touch you, and it fades away. As you look around, nobody is around except the old Mama-san who's gesturing towards you folks to have a seat.
Thank you, and I'll have a seat, keeping the mask on.
Keeping the mask on,
I'm
your
gonna.
entire nostril is filled with cherry blossoms, and every now and then you feel that delicate touch your left, and then your right cheek. What are you doing, Lion?
I'm gonna sit down, but I am completely humorless, and I am avoiding eye contact with the other geisha. I won't look at them. In fact, if anyone takes the time to actually kind of look me over, I am blushing almost a beet red. I am stupidly uncomfortable in this room.
Time to troll Akoto a little bit, seeing his uncomfort or his discomfort. I will say to him, how about some sake? Hey, would that be the rub, Coochie?
Oh dear lord. He's actually gonna grab a cup of sake and start drinking because it's about the only way he's gonna get through the next couple of minutes.
I'll say to the Mama-san, yeah, sake, that's Coochie's rub.
Mama-san gets sake for you all. Some girls come over, very nice looking. You can tell that one may be a crane just by poise. The other is possibly a scorpion or a phoenix in their breed. But you see, that they come and they sit next to you. Ah, what is it that you've come for? Would you like us to tell you poetry? The other one, sing you a song as they approach you, but you guys are wearing heavy armor. They're not touching you, but they're really close. They pour your sake once they notice that it's empty. But basically, they are here to keep you entertained and talking. I need you to give me a willpower roll or a contested. You can give me a contested courtier if you wish to contest it and kind of find out what they're doing, or just a willpower to kind of resist.
No, I'm going. This is why I love playing a freaking lion because they're all about their honor. Hey, 23.
All right, I got 25 for courtier.
Okay, Mr. Lion, I know you're stock and stoic, but she's able to weasel her way in with the talking. She's filling up your sake glass. She's asking questions that seem to bring you out of your funk. And then when she hits a question that is a little raw for you, she avoids it by moving on to another subject, and she kind of latches onto you. Crab, you were able to pick it up. These are professionals, and they're getting into you. You're able to resist if you wish, and you could bark back, i.e., you're not kind of lost in the fencing of words that they're doing. But basically, your partner is becoming relaxed in that girl's presence.
I'll let him start to get his jollies off a little bit. I'll say to this woman, actually, I'm here on imperial business.
The Mama-san, and what business would that be, Emerald Magistrate Ida-sama?
I'm seeking a man. He owns a little shop, and I'll give like the general direction of here and say the name of it. It was Silver Silks. Was that it?
Oh, her name is
No, I mean the shop that Whisper owned. It was Silk what?
it was Silken Antiquities.
Silk and Antiquities. I'll give her the name and say I'm looking for the owner of that. I'm not gonna call him Whisper. I heard he might be down here.
The owner of Silken Antiquities. And what business would you have? Please know, Emerald Magistrate, that in our line of work, and the girls, you know, are paying excessive attention to everything that's said and everything that's done. In our line of work, our clientele and my girls are under the most scrutiny and confidentiality. Our clients know that we will do our best to uphold that.
I understand. I and my compatriot here uncovered a plot to steal the owner's, some of the owner's artifacts, precious artifacts. We actually have them in our possession now, but we are not convinced that whoever tried to steal it won't send more men. We heard from a good source that he visits a woman here named Saniko.
If that is the case, follow me. And the Mama-san kind of claps twice, and the girls that were with you, almost like magic, almost like Batman, but you can see him go, quietly leave. Please follow me, she bows, and leads you towards further into the house, past a silken Norin screen, and enters, holding it open for you to enter as well.
Yeah, I'll give her a little nod and say, hi, thank you.
She leads you to a back room and pushes open a soji screen. Inside, you see, again, maybe not the most beautiful woman in the world. She's quite young, with a man. Think of a man going to seed. He's got a lot of hair on the side of his head, but he's only got strings on top. He doesn't have the actual top knot of a samurai. And he's in decent clothing. And they kind of look. She looks bored, and he looks surprised.
And I'll say, because I'm still wearing the porcelain mask too, I'll say, hello, Whisper.
Upon hearing the name, you see the girl look at him with some affection. Yes?
Okay, if he says that and I hear it, I am most certainly no longer paying attention to these women.
No, they left. The women left when the Mama-san led you to the back.
Okay, sorry, I missed that somehow.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I will, when he says yes, I'll reach up to my porcelain mask and I'll remove it like a kabuki dancer, revealing that I'm the Emerald Magistrate.
Like he doesn't know that by your emerald armor.
Topaz armor.
Anyways.
You said strength, Clay?
Yep.
Is there athletics on that or just strength?
Just strength.
Okay.
You could do etiquette intimidation.
21.
Takes some difficulty. You almost feel as if you don't want to remove the mask. And you feel as it starts to slip from your face, almost like a sucking sound, like it was so, it was stuck to your face. You feel that warm touch, as if a woman caressed the side of your face, and it lingered for a moment. And then right when it met the center of your cheek, you feel like claws digging in, and then fading.
Creepy.
So it comes off like a parasite.
Almost.
Like
But that smell of rotted cherry blossoms goes away now.
Okay, so yeah, I'll reveal a not amused look on my face as I pull it off, revealing my identity.
How can I help you, Emerald Magistrate?
A lot of bad things have been happening tonight. I know that you're aware of them. We were just at your shop. It was being ransacked by Onis. They were trying to take this mask. We've procured it, stopped the Onis from taking it, but we've been led to believe by a couple other sources that you were in possession of a sword.
He looks again, and you hear the girl, tell him, Whisper, tell them. And Whisper says, yes. It all began last evening. With the festival coming, I was preparing my shop, buying items which could make a huge profit. I am a merchant, just a merchant. And he looks straight at you. He sighs nervously. I followed the cranes to the warehouse district. I knew they had contacts, and I wanted in on the deal. I just wanted to make a little extra coke before. He trails off and looks sharply at the girl real quick before turning back to you. I was going to buy her contract, you see. I was going to buy her contract. The masks which the scorpion sold me seemed of tremendous quality. That mask you're wearing is of great value. They didn't know what they had. I was going to make a fortune, and I did. But then the Oni came. I heard about it when it attacked Dojo Kuzo. I thought it was coincidence, but then the unicorns and Sanfusa, this warehouse. Now I'm the only one left out of the three. The only one who bought those cursed masks. Have you? The ones you're wearing, worth 10 times paid the price for what they're worth. 10 times, and I only got 3. When I sold them again, I only got. But you know how crabs can be. Crabs can bargain. I know a little about Oni from my days in the Heatalands. I knew the sword that the Doji had brought back from the Shadowlands was enchanted. It may be the only thing in the city which can kill an Oni.
Do you still have the sword?
Yes, I snuggle it on board. And yes. And you know, as he pulls it out, that Sugro was shocked. And you find out that just on her expression, that she didn't even know he snuck it in. He draws the sword underneath the pillows that he's lying upon. And with a resigned look on his face, he turns it over.
Thank
And as you
you.
reach, who's going to reach for it?
Well, since the guy said it wouldn't be good for me to touch it, I'm going to suggest letting the Emerald Magistrate.
Yeah, I definitely reach out to grab it.
Okay. And as you reach to grab it, a massive explosion occurs in the main hall of the Geisha house. Rocking. I need athletics checks from both of you. Reflexes to stay standing.
You know what? Let's go ahead and give myself that skill. Because this might be a good time to actually use that. And I'm going to add my honor rank to it. 29.
25 for me.
Okay, you guys are out there. And as it rocks, you all make it, but the girl falls to your feet between you and Whisper.
Does she go? Does she go? Yeah.
No, she does it as she falls down. And at that, almost petrified, looking down, his hand reaching to reach out to give you the sword by its sheath, and his other hand upon the noise and whatnot, you hear, "By the fortunes," Whisper whispers. His hands begins to glow with an eerie blue light. You also see that he's reaching down, but he's kind of frozen. That's when you hear the roar. You've heard it before, 2 times before in the last couple of hours. You roar, bring forth the sword. And with that, we'll end it for tonight.
Oh boy. Hey, is it completely dishonorable for me just to say fuck it and just ride off into the sunset? I mean,
Pretty bad now that you've involved yourself in all this shit. Yes.
That's why I was asking.
When Sonico falls and it's like, does her tits flop out of her kimono?
Just for you, sir. Just for you.
Okay, I mean, she tries to cover it up, but I've seen everything. I've seen it all. That's for you, Patrick Stewart.
Oh, you're a terrible.
And with that, I'll end the broadcast. Thanks for watching, and we'll check you out later.
You're a terrible.